I thought that that was incredible for that this place has such power in which unfortunately you don't even notice or you don't want to notice. And I just want to say that I believe this is a matter of rhetoric. And you may like to talk what maybe it is European Commission. Bureaucrats are always rather on the pessimistic side. There are different other groups everywhere in Europe. Unfortunately, they not become the word of Europe, right? But when I hear the word fatigue,
yes, but you see also it's not only a fatigue, in terms of dynamism or how you perceive your relationship to the world. It is also a problem of fatigue to the European project. And if you see, for example, how the French population refused in 2005 the European Constitution, it was a bit a surprise, but it is also linked with a kind of fatigue. There is a problem. There is a kind of Europe bashing, European bashing in the EU, in the thought of Europe. Europe is too bureaucratic. We don't believe in Europe, etc., etc. There is a temptation, for politicians to make politics by being anti-European. So, of course, for countries which are outside Europe, which want to join Europe, it's not the same thing. But for all member states, you have this kind of, the British are very anti-Europeans, still more than ever. The Germans, you see how they are reluctant to pay for financial solidarity to keep the euro with Greece, etc. The French, they are unhappy. They think their economic difficulties are linked with European liberalism, liberal policies, economically speaking, etc., etc. So there is a bad spirit of European.
What do you think it will lead to in 10 years? This bad spirit of fatigue.
I cannot say, but I cannot say. I think there is no written answer to that. I don't want to, to anticipate or to predict something. But one time I discussed with a French politician who was responsible. He was the chief of the French socialists in the European Parliament, and he is an historian. And he told me, perhaps the European project is something which has begun in the middle of the 20th century and which will finish middle of the 21st century. And sometimes I was surprised by what he said to me, a bit horrified. But
only 100 years.
But I'm not sure personally that European integration is something definitive. Is something that will last forever. And,
so that is not about the countries of Europe. That is not the geographic Europe. That is about the political European Union.
Exactly.
This fatigue and this pessimism and end of history.
Yes, but it's also a kind of fatigue towards the responsibilities that the European can play in the world. I mean, since World War II, European countries are not anymore global players. They still play a role, France or Britain, but the global player were United States, USSR until the end of the Cold War, and now China. China is playing a growing role, and probably also India. But for European countries, France can still, have military operations in Ivory Coast or in Libya, but France is not a global player, and EU, strategically speaking, is not a global player. It's not a great power. It's not able to be independent in terms of foreign policy and security. So I don't know what is going to happen. I don't want to be pessimistic. I think we must fight against pessimism. But I see also the negative tendencies in the European countries, in the EU, and
we have young China, right?
Huh?
We have young China or India, some couple, how many thousand years. They will swallow old Europe. That is very interesting. Good, thank you. This is very interesting to hear this. But these discussions are never inside. Are they inside Europe? I mean, about this, we are tired. Is it often repeated, or is it only because when you are talking about European Union and I just
when I wrote,
when I see people in France or in Germany, I never saw tired people. Normally, they're not tired. They're working, they're doing things, and the students, young people.
I mean, the public debate is not on the question of we are tired, we are pessimistic, or we are getting out of the history. But when I wrote my book, I sent the manuscript to Hubert Védrine, former Minister of Foreign Affairs. I have been working with him. I was in his private office. And Védrine told me, very good, and he told me, when you speak about weaknesses of Europe, speak about mentalities, le mental. Speak about the state of mind, because Europeans are too pessimistic about themselves, and we need to correct that. France, for example, is a country with the biggest consumption of antidepressant medicaments, medicines. It's a bit amazing, huh?
Especially in the Mediterranean. It's so difficult to live there.
But not all of France is Mediterranean. You know that north of France is
but
not
north of
Mediterranean.
France is also.
But we have not so hard winters as in Russia or Ukraine. But there is also pessimism in France, and we don't speak in the public debate about pessimism, but we speak about populism, for example. You have growing populist tendencies everywhere in Europe. For example, lastly in Finland, you have this new party, the True Finns, which are against European integration. And you have also a debate linked with the aging of the population. For example, the question of paying the pensions. We had a reform in France, very difficult reform. It was difficult. We had many people going to the street against this reform, pensions reform, because we cannot finance it. And what is the consequence of? It is a consequence of our population getting older. So if you have 10% growth like China, you can finance your social system. You can adapt, you can improve social protection, etc. But when you have big public debt, small growth, aging population, etc., it's difficult. So that's why it's difficult. But personally, my wish, my answer is that we need more Europe. But what I see, for example, is that in the discussion about the future of the European budget, there was a decision by 5 big members, not big, but big contributors, including France, Germany, and UK, to freeze the level of EU expenditures. Freeze. So, corrected by inflation, so it's a real freeze. Huh? Zero growth, so zero real growth. But zero real growth means that the share of the EU budget to the global GDP is declining.